I'm Marie Lockwood. Thanks for joining us here today, Cakes, Cooking, and More. Today we are doing a giant donut cake. This one actually reminds me of these donuts that we used to eat as a kid that had this pink icing on top with little sprinkles, and so I just made a giant one. So let's see what we need. Okay, so for this recipe, we have our cake stand. We have our little cake round covered in aluminum foil. I have a batch of just my vanilla buttercream that I put a few drops of deep pink in, just to get a nice pretty bright pink. Then I have 2 cakes that I baked with this special donut pan, and I've cut the tops off of them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our bag of buttercream. We're going to take a pair of scissors. We want to cut that tip off. Doesn't have to be huge, but we do want a fairly large hole because of the type of cake that we're decorating. This one is not going to have a ton of icing on it other than what we put on. Okay, so what we're going to do is just kind of do a round circle. And the reason is our cake has no middle to it, so we can't put a drop in the middle like we normally would. Okay, so we're going to take our round here, set that on. Okay, and then we're going to put a whole bunch of icing just in a nice circle. Okay. Then we're going to take our spatula, which I set over to the side earlier. Alright, and we're just going to spread this on evenly and pretty thick. This cake doesn't have a ton of icing, so this is kind of going to have to be all of it. We're not going to be covering the outside of this cake with a ton of icing. You want to make sure that you have plenty, and you want to get right up to the edges in the middle, right up to the edges on the outside. You want to the edge, you don't want it squeezing out the sides, not on this one. Okay, now once you've got that done, we're going to take our second piece. We're going to put that on top. And then we're just going to take our spatula and kind of scrape off any that's kind of leaking out the sides there. Now we have a giant plain donut with a little bit of vanilla buttercream inside. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this into the refrigerator just to get it hard. Okay, now that our cake has cooled and it's a little bit stiffer, we're going to take the last of our vanilla buttercream and we're going to heat it up in the microwave until it's a little thin and kind of not super runny, but a little bit thinner than it is. So we're going to do about 15 seconds at a time until we get the right consistency. Alright, so at this point, I did one 15-second interval. And since it was room temperature anyway, it just really doesn't need much more than that. You can see it's a nice, thin, drippy glaze. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and pour it lightly all the way around the edge and just let it drip down the sides. Okay. Now that it has a nice little drip look to it, we're just going to take our sprinkles, put those on top, as many or as little as you want. Okay, now that our sprinkles are all done, you can see it looks remarkably like the donuts that you got as a kid. It was always one of my favorites, other than the chocolate cream filled, because anything chocolate, you know. But anyway, thanks for joining us here today at Cakes, Cooking, and More. I'm Marie Lockwood. I hope you have a great day.